over trying to break his agreement to buy the company for $44 billion. You're listening to the latest from NBC News Radio.
I'm a quiet nights at home kind of guy. The loudest thing in my house, my white noise machine. But one overwhelming need to rock and roll!
From horse shows to rides, games, food, concerts, exhibits, and more. This year's Kentucky State Fair has everything, so you can do your thing August 18th through 28th. Buy your tickets online and get free parking. Just go to kystatefair.org.
I'm Lieutenant Emily Horton with the Kentucky State Police Commercial Vehicle Enforcement Division.
And I'm Trooper Janus Briscoe with the Kentucky State Police.
When working traffic in Kentucky, responding to crashes involving injuries or death is a tough part of our job.
When you're driving on Kentucky highways, there's so much out of your control.
But what we do have control over is wearing a seatbelt.
Less than 2 seconds. That's all the time it takes to buckle up.
Why do we enforce seatbelt laws?
It's not about writing tickets. It's about saving lives.
A message from the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. The Jessamine County Sheriff's Office is thanking an anonymous donor after they donated money to buy a bulletproof vest for their canine officer. The Jessamine County Sheriff's Office has one canine officer named Macho Man, and after the Floyd County shooting earlier this year, they say an anonymous donor reached out to them to buy a bulletproof vest for the Jessamine County canine. While a bulletproof vest for a canine costs more than $1,000, they say the donor gave more money than that to allow them to also buy gear for the deputies as well. 9 people were arrested after an incident Saturday evening at the Kentucky State Fair. Kentucky State Police say that 3 adults and 6 minors were arrested after a disturbance was reported. Around 9:20 Saturday evening, several guests at that fair thought they heard gunshots, which resulted in a panic. Kentucky State Police say it wasn't guns, but was instead a noise-making device that caused the panic. The investigation into the incident is ongoing. I'm Joe Mathis. The Hometown Radio Network sports broadcast schedule brought to you by Monticello Bank. High school football on the Hometown Radio Network this weekend. All the games are on Saturday. From the Rebel Bowl at Boyle County on Saturday, 6 o'clock, Mercer County versus LCA on 99.5 FM WHBN. Boyle County takes on Bryan Station. Following that game on Z105. And at Danville, the Whitaker Bank Pigskin Classic, the Admirals take on Garrett County. That'll be around the 9 o'clock kickoff, a game you'll hear on WHIR and HometownLive.net.
ADA Heating and Air. ADA is on the way. Large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Since 1984, always on time with our professional team. When we show up at your door, residential and commercial, day or night. ADAHeatingandAir.com does it right. ADA Heating and Air. ADA is on the way.
Danville's deal maker, Bob Allen.
Get your GMC today at Bob Allen GMC. Hi, I'm John Welsh. Experience the all-new 22 GMC Sierra 1500 Crew Cab 4x4 and take advantage of 0% financing available for well-qualified buyers. Bob Allen GMC, located on Maple Avenue in Danville, or shop online anytime at BobAllenMotorMall.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
It's 6:05.
The WHBN weather forecast is brought to you by Central Kentucky Mulch and Stone, your landscape supplier. For designer and construction gravel, cut stones, color mulches, straw blankets, and more. Located on Daveco Drive off the Danville Bypass.
Mostly clear skies tonight, low around 62. Tuesday, areas of fog early but becoming sunny, high 82. Tuesday night, mostly clear, low 61. Sunny on Wednesday, high 85. Partly cloudy Wednesday night, low 63.
Hey, sports fans, huddle up. It's time for the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report, a weekly football show with the high school head coaches at Danville, Boyle, Mercer, Garrett, and Lincoln County, along with the Center College head coach and UK football coach. The Pigskin Report, brought to you by Pizza Hut in Harrodsburg. Earn free pizza with Hut Rewards. State Farm Insurance, here to help life go right. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. Job Master Rental, let them help master your job. CC Auto Parts and Service, an Auto Value Certified Service Center. Now with the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report, here are your hosts, Rick Schobel and Joe Mathis.
And good evening from the Harrodsburg Pizza Hut. Once again, Joe, great pizza, great sandwiches, French fries. We've got a little bit of everything here at the Harrodsburg Pizza Hut.
Yeah, I got some good deals going on. We got the 2 medium, 1 toppings for $6.99, I think is what it is each.
Yes, that's right.
I got hamburger. Rick got, what'd you get, bacon?
I got
Rick
bacon. Yep.
Tim Biggs is looking at us through the window. We got Tim coming in. We got Super Dave here.
Super Dave.
So it's a fun night here at the Harrodsburg Pizza Hut.
That's right. We went 2-3, Joe, last week, so we got a losing record.
Well, it's tough. I mean, you got area teams playing each other. You're going to have the same thing this week, and you're going to have the same thing next week when Danville and Boyle County play. So, that's good. And then the week after that, Danville and Mercer County play. So we're going to have area teams playing each other the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season. So
going to be up on each other, man.
Yeah, going to be tough to get a perfect record over the first 4 weeks or so, but eventually, hopefully, we'll get one.
That's right. And, again, the season has officially started. We got bowl games, had bowl games last week. We got bowl games this week. So get out and enjoy while the weather is very comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Get out and enjoy. Last week, unfortunately, over in Harrodsburg, they had the Pioneer Days going on at the same time as the bowl game. So maybe next year they
had some weather issues, I think, in Harrodsburg.
Yeah, they had a lightning delay at one time. So.
And it's hard to believe UK starts a week from Saturday.
Yeah, it's Center College as well.
Seems like it's super early. And then you said Center College starts that same week, and Center's going to be playing their home games at Danville's Field. The first game, at least, of the season will be. So
that's a switch because if you remember back years ago before Admiral Stadium was built, Danville High School played at Center College on Friday nights, and then Center College played Saturday.
So now you switch it up. So, it'll be fun to see that. See the Admirals, or see the Colonels, I guess, on the Admirals Field.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a timeout right here. We come back, we'll have UK coach Mark Stoops and Center College head coach Andy Fry. You are getting it on 99.5, 103.9. Both of them are FMs. The Pizza Hut Pigskin Report, live at Harrodsburg Pizza Hut on WHBN and WHIO. I almost said WRNZ. What? Hush my mouth. All right, Robert, get us out of here.
Hear every play.
Ball's knocked loose, picked up by Kentucky.
Excited about this team.
Hear every hit.
All out blitz. Boom!
It's an exciting time.
Hear every touchdown.
He's throwing deep. He's got it. Touchdown! 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 Kentucky!
Kentucky football.
We're ready to go.
On the UK Sports Network.
Z105, your home for the Cats and the hits, is WRNZ FM Z105. Go Cats!
Great. See, we're practically sitting on the field.
If you could sit here.
Your food and drinks will be right over.
Oh, yes.
For the same price as way up here. Great seats. Right up here with a blimp. Why wouldn't you? It's the same with auto insurance. With discounts up to 40%, it's possible to get the personal service of a State Farm agent for the same or less than those other guys.
See your State Farm agent in Harrodsburg, David Hopewell, and Randy Couch. In Danville, see Bob Miller.
Big deals.
1, 2, 3. Oh, hi. Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
Whitaker Bank is dedicated to providing exceptional banking experiences to our fellow Kentuckians. We live in the communities we serve, and we work diligently to serve the needs of our neighbors. This is Rita McIntyre, head teller and branch manager of the South Branch located at 928 South College Street in Harrodsburg. Stop in and let us put our experience and customer service to work for you. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC.
This is the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report. And now, back to the show.
Super Dave and Tim Biggs is here now. Tim and Teresa are here, and Radio Rick and myself, Joe. We're live at the Harrodsburg Pizza Hut, home of the 2 medium toppings for $6.99 each. They also have a large 3-topping pizza for $13.99. Is that right? Maybe we should get the numbers before I start saying this on the radio. How about we do that? How about I just stop myself when we get the official numbers, then we tell you what it is. They have a deal for a large 3-topping and a large 5-topping, but we'll make sure we get the price right before we tell you. You can call your order in. You can pick it up. You can come in. You can dine in as well. Those prices are good for dine-in and carry-out. Let's talk football with UK head football coach Mark Stoops. And, Coach, tell us about your troops.
It's good to get the second scrimmage in, much like a lot of practices and the 2 scrimmages. There's some good and some bad, as you can imagine. Just like any football game, any practice, there's some good and there's some bad. We need to be more consistent. I think we have a good nucleus. We have a good team. We need to be more consistent. Too many ups and downs. We got to strain a little more, be a little more physical up front on the offensive side of the ball. I feel like defensively, again, the D-line's been very disruptive, much more active. That's a good group, in general, as we talked about many times with the experience of some of those guys and the talented youthful players. It's a good blend there on the defense side of the ball. Offensively, again, just that continuity. A week ago, we were down some O-linemen for the scrimmage. We had 2 of them back today, and it improved, but we're still not where we need to be. So, fortunately, we have 2 weeks to go, so we got still continue to grind, continue to work, and good things will happen. But we just got to keep things where they're at, right in front of us, day to day. Continue to improve. Go watch this film and look at areas where we did good, and we'll continue to work on that. And areas where we fell short, we got to improve on. I feel much better about the secondary in general going into this year than I did a year ago. I feel like the guys that are returning are playing at a higher level. We have some different guys that are rotating in, and so overall it's a very good. You add Keydron, and then the guys that are there, and we're playing better. Even Maxwell, a guy like Maxwell, young guy, but he's got some length, and he's really got great top end speed. So it's been really good to see him emerge as kind of like the 4th corner. But guys, you could trust. You need 4 guys. At times we've rotated 3, but you'd like to have 2 deep, especially early on with this kind of heat.
And that was head coach Mark Stoops of UK. Now let's stay in the college ranks with center coach Andy Fry. The new Andy Fry Field will not be ready for your first home game, but it will be played September 10th at Danville High School.
Yeah, we hope to. Right, correct. We'll play our opening night game against Maryville College September 10th, and then hopefully by October 8th, which will be our game against University of South at Sewanee. Hopefully we'll be ready. It's everything hinges on weather and construction costs, just getting material. I think everyone understands that. I think that's kind of universal right now that's going on in this world.
Well, and I tell you what, it's going to be spectacular, as is the new baseball field. They got to be tickled to death, too.
Yeah, they are. These improvements on facilities is for Division III. We're about as nice as it could come. I mean, you're right. The baseball facility is immaculate, and I think this football facility, along with lacrosse being able to play on it in the spring. I think in the track, it's just going to be. And then we didn't talk about the natatorium and the indoor facility. I mean, it's a $60 million facility that I think will push center, in the forefront of those things that we're trying to do with excellence.
Very good. We'll start setting up your game next week, but you've had a few changes. Give us a rundown on your coaching staff.
Well, we in the spring, we obviously got to go over to Ireland and play, and we do that for a number of reasons, but the 2 biggest is you get 10 practices in pads, and it's a great morale builder to put your whole football team in a kind of a cultural setting that, it's a unique experience. And with that, we brought in a defensive line coach in Thomas Lahendro, and he's done an outstanding job for us. He's from Scotland, played for the British national team, and then came over to Kenyon College and coached there for 4 years, and then went down and coached at Kaiser in Miami, and now he's with us now. And then secondly, we have a really good offensive line coach in Robert Couch. Robert is a graduate of Vanderbilt, played 4 years in the National Football League. And then actually from 2000, I think probably 14 to 18 with Marvin Lewis. He was the offensive line assistant coach there. And, brings a wealth of experience. And we got him late. I'm just thrilled to be able to fill that position with someone that has that type of experience. He is a graduate of Vanderbilt and is obviously a good football coach. So, yeah, I feel pretty strongly. And then we picked up Clay Clevenger is also helping us in our secondary as a part-time assistant. So it's been a lot of fun.
How many kids have you got coming out, Coach?
We have close to, I think right now we're at 119.
Wow.
That we have on the roster. And, you deal with injuries, you deal with a lot of different things, but trust me, all of them they're especially in preseason, they get a lot of reps. We get a lot of opportunity to rep them out. So that's good.
When was the last time, and I don't know if you've had one that's gone both ways?
We really haven't had a buyback. I think one year back in '95, Chris Garrett, who basically played as a practice player for the Tennessee Titans. At that time, they were the Houston Oilers. And he was our running back. He was the conference player of the year at running back. But we would, at times, on third and long, we put him at corner, because at our level, he was a heck of an athlete. And that's what he played in the National Football League when he was with them for a couple. Skilled and athletic, and that's about the last time. I mean, we got guys that go both ways when it comes to special teams. You get a really good wide receiver who's also a really good returner. To me, I think that's a guy that plays both ways, right?
Yeah.
Next week we go to Cincinnati and we have a scrimmage with Mount St. Joe College up in Cincinnati, and so that'll probably be our last really big work before the season begins in our opener, which is September 3rd against Hanover College at Hanover.
That's Center College head football coach Andy Fry. And again, the Colonels opening up their season on Saturday, September the 3rd. Let's look at the high school ranks now and talk Garrett County football. And Coach Spencer Crutchfield, Coach, appreciate you joining us. Your Golden Lions got down early 14-0, but you were able to claw back. What did you tell the guys?
Well, we told them that we knew early that, they were going to come out swinging, and, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot a little bit with just some, bad eyes on defense, and we got reading the wrong keys and, kind of put ourselves in a hole, and then we come out and offensively didn't execute first three plays at all, and so, we dug ourselves a little hole, but our guys, responded well and came and made us some plays, scored a pretty good little 60-something yard touchdown run, and then created a turnover on defense and stuck another one in and was able to tie it up, and then we just weren't able to get over the hump. But definitely proud of them for not, folding up and giving in after we went down 14-0. Being a young team, you like to see the resiliency there that they came back with.
You ran the ball for 228 yards on 45 carries, and we talked last week about Austin Adams. Austin carried it 15 times. Malachi carried it 14 times. You had Cameron Peak, you mentioned, had the 60-plus yard touchdown run, 8 rushes for 102 yards. So, those three guys carried the load for you offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to lean on those guys a lot, and we got to develop, a couple more guys and get them to come along. We've got a little bit more talent, that we want to get on the field as well, and got to spread the ball around just a little bit more. But definitely proud of those guys, and we executed up front at times. I thought we got off the ball early. After we got down in the first quarter, we executed pretty well, and then we kind of got a little tired. I think our lack of depth kind of hurt us a little bit, but that's no excuse. We just got to continue to get better day in and day out.
How tough is it in the first game of the year, Coach? Because we know first game of the year, it's usually pretty hot, and it wasn't too bad on Friday, but certainly was hot for a football game. How tough is it cramping-wise, getting the guys to make sure that they're, drinking enough water or Gatorade or getting enough fluids in them, and what is that like preaching that to them throughout the week?
Well, I don't know. We look like a mass unit at one point over on the sideline, so we got a lot of guys who are inexperienced, playing their first varsity minutes, and trying to get them to understand how much energy you're using during a varsity football game, and how much you're sweating, and how much you really do need to hydrate. So hopefully we learned that lesson, because we had quite a few guys that we had guys that didn't even play the second half at all that were cramping so bad. So and that's just them not taking care of their body. And we preached to them and all week about taking care, well, not all week, all year, taking care of your body, hydrating, eating right, getting on a routine and getting your sleep. So hopefully they learned their lesson, and we're able to learn from that and move on.
You got Danville coming up now Saturday at the Whitaker Bank Pigskin Classic. Did you all stick around and watch Danville play Lincoln County?
I did not, but I was able to stream it. I had some stuff to do there at the field house. I was able to stream it from the field house the second half there and watch it. So definitely know we got our hands full, and are able to watch some film, and they're explosive, and got a lot of guys that can go, and if they get a step, it's we can't catch them. So it's going to be tough for us. We know that. Danville's a good football program, and always will be, and they just usually have tons and tons of athletes, and this year is no different.
Yeah, what do you expect to see out of the Admirals defensively, Coach?
I think we're going to see quite a few people crowd the box, until we can prove that we throw the football. Disagree with me on that, and we got to continue to work our pass. I think they're going to get after us. They're going to make us try to throw the football, which is smart of them, and we got to be able to match their physicality up front. We got to be able to adjust to their speed, with our down blocks and our angles, and so we know it's going to be a challenge going in, but we're here every week. I tell our guys, we're going out to win the football game, so this week will be no different.
We saw on Friday in that Danville game how big special teams can be. After a Lincoln County touchdown, Danville took a kickoff back and took the air right back out of the stadium. How do you slow them down on special teams?
Well,
Lions to move to 1-1.
Well, like you said, we got to play all three phases. Special teams is going to play a huge part just because they're, so athletic and they're so explosive. And we got to make sure that we're fundamentally sound on all three sides or all three aspects of the game. We just got to make sure we execute and don't put ourselves into holes and turn the football over.
That's Garrett County head football coach Spencer Crutchfield, and they'll be at Danville on Saturday night in the Whitaker Bank Pigskin Classic. We right now are at the Harrisburg Pizza Hut, and we're with Tim and Teresa and Super Dave, and got a couple other people in here as well, a couple of tables full of people. So come out here, join us, talk high school football, and eat pizza. We've got some great specials, and I did get the specials for you. You can dial 734-5143. That's 734-5143. These specials are good for dine-in or carry out. 734-5143. 2 medium 1 toppings, which is what Rick and myself did, $6.99 each.
Yep.
A large 3 topping is $11.99. A large 5 topping is $12.99. They also have a large stuffed crust with 1 topping for $12.99 as well. I love stuffed crust. It makes the crust worth eating. So check it out, 734-5143. We'll step aside. We'll come back. We'll have Lincoln County head football coach Josh Shaggers and Mercer County head football coach Craig East coming up right after this on the Harrisburg Pizza Hut Pigskin Report, live from the Harrisburg Pizza Hut, only on 103.9 FM WHIR, 99.5 FM WHBN, and HometownLive.net.
CC Auto Parts and Service.
CC Auto Parts and Service is open for your service and parts needs. CC Auto Parts and Service are offering pickup and delivery for all your auto repairs as well as parts. They have a pay over the phone option if needed. CC Auto Parts and Service are concerned for everyone's well-being and are doing their best at keeping a sanitary and healthy environment. Give them a call at 734-9515.
CC Auto Parts and Service. Service is the difference. We get it.
This is Jesse Johnson, Senior Vice President of Whitaker Bank's newest branch, located in downtown Danville at 218 West Main Street. Whatever your banking needs, Whitaker Bank is here to help. Give us a call at 859-236-9822 to discuss your options and let us put our experience in customer service to work. We look forward to speaking with you. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Ever notice how happy a bird looks perched on your power line? The reason the bird can sit on the power line is that he isn't touching the ground or any other grounded object. We, on the other hand, can't afford to be so carefree. So when you're working outside, the folks at your local electric cooperative remind you to avoid power lines. Always look up and to all sides before hoisting metal ladders and tree pruners into position. We're Kentucky's electric cooperatives, and our power is our people.
Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy cooperative.
Great. See, we're practically sitting on the field.
If you could sit here.
Your food and drinks will be right over.
Oh, yes!
For the same price as way up here. Great seats. Right up here with a blimp. Why wouldn't you? It's the same with auto insurance. With discounts up to 40%, it's possible to get the personal service of a State Farm agent for the same or less than those other guys.
See your State Farm agent in Harrisburg, David Hopewell, and Randy Couch. In Danville, see Bob Miller. This is the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report. And now, back to the show.
Are you hungry? You want to get out of the burger rut? Hit the Hut, the Pizza Hut. You get 2 medium, 1 topping pizza, $6.99 each. You can get a large 3 topping, $11.99. Large 5 topping for $12.99, and you can get a stuffed crust, 1 topping, $12.99. Call 859-734-5143, 734-5143. Joseph?
Let's go to Stanford, talk Lincoln County football with Lincoln County head football coach Josh Jaggers. And, Coach, the Patriot fans showed up in masses for your first game as head coach. How was the atmosphere?
It was one of a kind, really. I mean, it was just especially that early in the year. I mean, I've never been part of a game in all my years either. You know, as a ball boy for Dad and here in Lincoln County, and or playing in high school or coaching, I have never been part of an atmosphere like that. I mean, it was just absolutely. I heard several people make comments, and you know that was better than a lot of college atmospheres. You know, small college, obviously, but it was something else. We came up on the short end of the stick, had our chances, and but you know, Danville made the plays, and in the end, we didn't. So hats off to them for doing that.
Yeah, you fell behind early 13-0, but the defense settled down after that, Coach. How'd you get the defense to settle down after, again, the first 2 drives for Danville, they scored?
Yeah, no, that was all Coach Bearline. We had done some things. We were kind of had made a couple adjustments to a couple of their sets. And I think the boys just kind of got a little confused, and then he just went back to our base defense, and they just let them play. And you know, that was all him. And then they just got after it a little bit more and started playing a little bit faster. And you know, we got off that slow start. One of these days, I told you, the last 3 weeks it seemed like in the scrimmage, and then even against Garrett, and then in the game the other night, you know, I said, guys, we can never get this thing going in the first half instead of, you know, waiting until the second half or second quarter start playing ball. We might be in pretty good shape. So. But no, that was all him. He and the defensive staff just kind of went back to the basics of what our base defense is, and let the kids play, and kind of took it from there.
Coach, you all got on the board there late in the third quarter. It was freshman Reed Curlis who broke off. I think it was a 46-yard touchdown run. I thought Reed played well for you all. Tell us how you think your freshman running back played.
I mean, he's different. He's just, you know, he was nervous as all could be at halftime. We went up there. Of course, you know, Elon went out early with a pretty deep thigh bruise, and we needed some more bullets in the holster to the running back spot. So we at halftime went up there and told Reed, I said, all right, we're going to come out here in the bone and see what happens and go. And I told him, he was all nervous. I said, Reed, you're fine. I said, I know you're just a freshman, but you know, you're not built like a freshman, and your speed's definitely not like a freshman. I said, just hit it up in there. Anything we do, I said, hit it up in there for 3 or 4 yards, and then go be an athlete. Go be a track star like you are. And it took him about 4 or 5 carries, and everybody saw the speed that he has. And I'm just lucky we're going to have him around for a few more years, because I don't know how many times
if ever Danville's had a freshman running back, snap one off for 50 yards against them. But there's nobody bigger or better or faster to be able to step on as a freshman and go prove yourself than it was against them the other night. So I was really, really proud of Reed. And then Sawyer, too. Sawyer, with the passing game-wise, they were some things that Danville was doing. So we put Sawyer back there in the gun, and he made some clutch runs, design runs, and also scrambled for some yards. So I was really proud of him.
Coach, you got Casey County this Saturday now at Danville's Whitaker Bank Pigskin Classic. This is a Casey County team that lost to Rockcastle County in their season opening game, though that was a close game as well. What do you know about this Casey County offense?
Just it's fun and gun. I mean, Stoney does a great job. Obviously, last year we played Casey when I was at LaRue County, and they last year lost several games. I don't know how many, all their games were a couple touchdowns, and there were just some good people, one being Glasgow, that went on to the state semifinals, got beat by Paducah Tillman. And then the other night it was kind of the same kind of thing. I mean, they go down and they beat Somerset in their scrimmage in a game like 20-14, and then the other night Rock jumped out ahead on them, and then they came roaring back. But, they're anything 4 to 5 wide. They can run it when they want to, run it if they have to. And then Coach Stoney's son, Solomon Solo, he's a player. I was hoping he'd be a senior by now, but I had to see him last year when he was a freshman and get to see him now as a sophomore. He just keeps getting better and better. But they're big, they're wide open, and as Rock found out the other night, and so did Somerset. There's no lead that's safe with them because they can air it out, and they'll go full on air raid and sometimes throw it 10, 12 straight times, and it's going to be a challenge. The road doesn't get any easier for us, that's for sure, with this schedule.
Yeah, what's the keys to a victory on Saturday, Coach, to move your Patriots to 1-1?
Yeah, the biggest thing, we just make the plays. The other night, we kind of had a couple things backfire on us, win the turnover battle, winning it up front, winning on both sides of the ball, turnover battle, and just limiting their big plays.
And that was new Lincoln County coach Josh Jaggers. Now let's head over to Mercer County. New head coach Craig Geese. Tates Creek won the game 28-21. You were just a play or two from winning the game. Were you pleased with the kids' effort?
Our young men played extremely hard and played with great effort. I think the thing that I take away the most is, we played with we were pretty short-handed with a couple of our best linemen out. A young man like Caden Simrow, who was a tight end for us. The day before the game, we moved to tackle, and he played well. I think our tackling needs to get better, but it did improve, but we need to get better in that area. So we got some positives. The one thing that we need to do is we created a lot of turnovers and got them in to make mistakes early, but we made the critical mistakes late. We got to eliminate those mistakes.
And by the numbers, Coach, there are a lot of positive. Thaddeus Mays, his first start at quarterback, 9 for 14, 100 yards and 1 interception. I think it sounds like he managed the game pretty well.
He managed the game well. He also ran for 145 yards. So he had a good game. I mean, we just got to, work on the remainder of the physical and the mental toughness. And, it gets late in the game. We got to make sure we're focused and finish. And those are some of the things that with a young team that you got to work on just in order to get better. And we'll get better. We'll keep improving. And I like where we're at. I like our team. And I like the position that we're in. I wish we could have won that game. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. We played good enough to win, but we also played good enough to lose at the end.
Yeah, Thaddeus Mays had 2 touchdowns rushing. You got a good 1-2 punch in rushing. Denham Griffith, 18 carries, 113 yards, and a touchdown. That way they can't key on one person if you're running the ball.
Any team that is trying to be a championship caliber team, you got to run the ball in order to win at some point. And I think the strength of our offense is up front on our offensive line. And we want to make sure that we give them kudos for all the yards that our quarterback and our running backs running for. But there's still a lot of yards out there that I believe we left that we got to clean up and get a little bit better for this week.
5 different receivers caught a pass. That makes the receivers in practice know, hey, I might get a pass in the game.
Well, that's the thing about this offense. We have a good system. We're just learning the system. But the more we play in it, the better off we get. And that's the key. everybody's got a chance to make a play. It may not be, you may not catch 10 balls in a game, but you may catch 1 or 2, but you still have your opportunity to make a play. So you just got to be ready and do your job. And when the ball comes to you, you got to be ready for it to make a play.
Jace Kokenauer, 3 for 3. The kicks after touchdowns. Mason Kirkland recovered 2 fumbles. Miles Haygood led the defense with 10 tackles. Austin Cole, 3 tackles for loss. Garrett Pfister had 2 tackles for loss. So, again, a lot of good individual efforts. And then, like you said before, is just put everything together for 4 quarters and see what you can do with. You got an explosive offense, a good defense, and just get everybody healthy.
Absolutely. We had a lot of positives. On top of the 10 tackles to lead the team, Miles Haygood also blocked the punt, which was a critical play in the game. So, we've done a lot of really, really good things. But at the same time, when you don't win, I don't want to focus on the negative stuff that we didn't do. We gotta teach and reteach and coach up the things that we didn't do well, and then we gotta continue to get better at the things that we did do well. And continue to do those things well. I think it'll give us a chance to continue to grow as a team, continue to get better, and then hopefully get over that hump and get us a win moving forward against what's going to be a really good team coming up with LCA.
Saturday night at Boyle County, and they're back-to-back state runner-up. What worries you about their offense, Coach?
I mean, they have a couple of really dynamic guys on the perimeter, and they have a quarterback that can stand in the pocket nice and tall and throw the ball. And they have a big offensive line and a pretty good-sized running back. So we got to do a really good job of tackling this week. We got to really sit in our gas. Our D-line's got to play better. Our linebackers got to run better, harder to the ball in order to stop them and give ourselves a chance to win. And then defense, they fly around. They have a good defense, but, it's like us. They don't have the overwhelming depth. So it's going to be their guys against our guys out there on the field for 4 quarters. And we just want to play hard, execute offensively, and block their guys on defense and see how the chips fall come Saturday night.
How do you match up special teams with them?
Well, they're good. I mean, they're good. They're solid. They're a championship caliber program. I'm very pleased with Kokenauer making all of his kicks. It's the first time he's ever played or kicked in a game, so he done a good job. I think we just need to do a really good job this week of focusing on everybody running down the field on our lanes, kicking and covering, and then swarming to the football, even on special teams, rallying and making tackles and getting guys on the ground.
Everybody pretty healthy for Saturday night, Coach?
Yeah, I feel good about where we are health-wise. I'll know a little bit more later on the day, but as of right now, I feel really good about our health and us going out and having a chance to play with all of our guys on Saturday night.
Last question, Coach. What are the keys to a Mercer County Titan victory over Lexington Christian?
Well, it's the same thing. We got to run the ball. We got to protect the ball on offense. We got to do a really good job of swarming to the football, tackling on defense, getting off the field on 3rd down defensively and 4th down. We got to convert a little bit better on 3rd down. And then special teams, we got to make a play that changes the game in our favor and not the opposite way around. So special teams help us win and not help us lose.
And that's due head coach Craig East of the Mercer County Titans. The Harrodsburg Pizza Hut specials, 2 medium, 1 topping pizza, $6.99 each. A large 3 topping, $11.99. Large 5 topping, $12.99. Stuffed crust 1 topping, $12.99. 859-734-5143 to call ahead, have it ready, or have it delivered, 734-5143. When we come back, we'll have Danville head coach Mark Peach and Boyle County head coach Justin Haddix. You are getting the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report live from the Harrodsburg Pizza Hut on 103.9 FM, 99.5 FM, and HometownLive.net.
Is your vehicle in need of maintenance or repair? Perhaps you work a full-time job, have kids to run here and there, and can't be without your vehicle for days. We at CC Auto understand. We offer free pickup and delivery and same-day service on most all repairs. Let us take some of the load off your shoulders. Call CC Auto now at 734-9515. 734-9515.
CC Auto Parts and Service. Service is the difference. We get it.
Whitaker Bank is dedicated to providing exceptional banking experiences to our fellow Kentuckians. We live in the communities we serve, and we work diligently to serve the needs of our neighbors. This is Rita McIntyre, head teller and branch manager of the South Branch located at 928 South College Street in Harrodsburg. Stop in and let us put our experience and customer service to work for you. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC.
Big deals.
1, 2, 3. Oh, hi, Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
Hey, this is Matt from Job Master Rental. Most of us may have some weekend free time, so when you find yourself looking at a home project, come see us at Job Master. We'll get you the right tool for any job. We can help you tackle home improvement projects to major construction and everything in between. Take advantage of our weekend special, 1-day rental from 3 p.m. on Friday to 8 a.m. on Monday morning. From all of us at Job Master, go Rebs. Visit us at jobmasterrental.com. We have 2 convenient locations in Danville and Lebanon. Let us help master your job.
If you use electric appliances in the bathroom, garage, or outdoors, any place where moisture is present, you need a GFCI. The folks at your local electric cooperative want you to know that a GFCI, or ground fault circuit interrupter, will help you use those appliances safely by protecting you from electrical shocks. If you'd like to learn more about GFCIs, call your local electric cooperative. We're Kentucky's electric cooperatives, and our power is our people.
Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
This is the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report. And now, back to the show.
We're live at the Harrodsburg Pizza Hut with Radio Rick and myself, Joe Mathis. Super Dave is here, so is Tim and Teresa, and a host of friends enjoying the great pizza here at the Harrodsburg Pizza Hut. And again, 2 medium, 1 topping, yours for $6.99 each. A large 3 topping, $11.99. A large 5 topping, $12.99. And a stuffed crust 1 topping, $12.99 as well. 734-5143. That is for call-in, for pickup, or for dine-in. Let's talk Danville football with Admiral head coach Mark Peach. And, Coach, your Admirals are 1-0 after beating Lincoln 26-14 in a wild atmosphere at Lincoln County.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think they mentioned it might have been a record crowd. Just, great atmosphere. Had the fireworks going. We knew it was going to be, a tough environment coming in. Just really proud of our guys. Everything said. For us to be able to pull out a win on the road, new coach, playing the late game, at their place, to be able to overcome all that adversity, I was really proud of our guys.
Coach, offensively, you were paced by Maury Brown, a career high for him, 236 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. We'll talk about his game on the ground, first of all, which he actually started the game at quarterback and played much of the game at quarterback in kind of that wildcat formation.
Yeah.
Tell us what you saw there and why you wanted to do that.
Well, we just thought it was another way to get him the ball. Mark can do a lot of different things. He's been working really hard in the off season, and just glad he got off to a great start because he's a great kid that's been working really hard. And I was just proud of our guys, how we were able to kind of chip in committee wise. Bixler chipped in, Trumbo chipped in. Jalen got loose on a reverse. Proud of our offensive line. I mean, I think we had well over 300 yards rushing. So all in all, I thought it was a good opener for us.
Coach, how big was that kickoff return for Maury there in the third quarter? Lincoln County broke off a 46-yard rushing touchdown. They had all the momentum. It was 13-7. They trimmed your lead to 6. And then the ensuing kickoff, Maury takes it 89 yards for a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Well, there's always momentum swings in any game, and a lot of times it can happen in special teams. And that's why we go with special teams with our guys. I thought our return unit just did a really nice job, trying to get a hat on everybody, and certainly Maury did the rest. So that's why we go with special teams every week. We do our extra points a day. We try and do at least one or two elements of the kicking game every day.
I thought your defense played really well, Coach. We mentioned kind of that 46-yard rushing touchdown in a broken play, and then their other touchdown came because of a play that Quentin Anderson actually tipped the ball in the air on a good defensive play, and it set them up on the 3-yard line. So I thought defensively you played pretty well.
No, I was really proud of our defense. I think, Lincoln and showed, the two scrimmages, they moved the ball really well. So, for us to be able to hold them like we did defensively, just really, proud of our guys. I think you mentioned, outside of the tip pass, I thought we played pretty well defensively.
Coach, I know one thing you're probably going to want to work on. You had a handful of delay-of-game penalties. Tell us what you work on in practice this week to try to alleviate that.
Well, there was a multitude of factors in that one. Certainly we got to make sure we get the right people out there, but we just had so many people going down, with cramping and, left and right, for whatever reason. We were getting into our, backups into the backups to the backups, So anytime you get into, second teamers and third teamers, you got to get them all aware and on the same page, who's in and who's out. And if you are cramping, just go ahead and, take that liberty to tell the official so we can get somebody else in. So anyway, but proud of our guys because, I think they had 75 guys. They were two platoon mostly. Our guys about 40. Most of our guys go both ways. So we'll continue, to work on things like conditioning and practice and Gatorade and all that good stuff leading into our next game.
The next game is Garrett County. It's Saturday night, the nightcap of the Whitaker Bank Pigskin Classic. Coach, we saw the Golden Lions play Somerset on Friday at Death Valley, the first game of that bowl. They are a run-heavy team, 45 rushes, 228 yards. They ran for 2 touchdowns. Tell us what you expect to see out of their offense.
Oh, yeah, all 3 guys run the ball really well, whether it's 2, 6, or 21. They all block well for each other. This thing about the wing tee is, you got to have all your bases covered, but they have, all the basic runs. They have, good play action in there. And, I'm going to tell our guys, football, it's a game. Football's such a unique game. It's not like, in tennis or golf, you can show up and if your heart's really not in it, you still might be able to hit a decent shot here or there. In football, you have to, really show up physically and mentally ready to play because Garrett County certainly has an offense that can be, possess the football. We played them last year, even though this is a new coach. They kept the ball away from us last year. We had limited possessions and it turned into a close game that we were fortunate to pull out. So we need to have a good week of preparation, and we're excited to be able to host our bowl game this Saturday.
Defensively, Coach, what do you expect to see out of the Golden Lions?
Yeah, Coach Hester is our defensive coordinator. He does a marvelous job. The typical Boyle County, 4-man front. They're well disciplined. Technique is really good. Linebackers play well. It's certainly going to be a challenge for us. So I think 23 at linebacker is an outstanding player for them. But it's just a well-coached, solid defensive unit.
Coach, last question. What's the keys to a victory Saturday to move to 2-0?
Yeah. Well, always, trying to look at it, can we stop the run, and then can we run the football? Then in the kicking game, you don't have to be, flashy, just be steady. And really the turnover margin. I thought the other night that's what really kind of swung it for us. We had there was a punt where we were able to cause a fumble on that. We intercepted the ball at the end of the game to kind of seal it. And you take those two things and then the kickoff return by Maury in the kicking game, that kind of swung in our favor.
And that was Danville coach Mark Peach. Now we end up with Boyle coach Justin Hadzik. It took a couple of tries to get your offensive engine going, but once you got it fired, they led you to a 50-2 rout of Madison, Indiana.
Yeah, I felt like it did take us a little bit to get started, but we really got rolling and guys made some plays. And some first game jitters and hopefully we got all that out of the way.
It was just a total domination by a lot of individual players stepping up. And what can you say about the game that Sage Dawson, first time quarterbacking your team, 12 out of 17, 226 yards, 5 different receivers caught touchdown passes, and he rushed for 3 times 52 yards, a touchdown. I think he sold popcorn too.
Yeah, he had a good night, and I didn't realize how many touchdowns he threw or who got it. And somebody said, well, 5 different people scored or in catches, and then we had a couple of people score rushing. So it made a good night. Just kind of showcase some of the athletes that we have, and I still think we got some more that can make some plays too.
Montavious Quisenberry, I think he showed that he belongs. He rushed about 3 times for 68 yards. He also caught a touchdown pass, as did Will Alexander, Cole Sims, Austin Bodner, and Quisenberry and Austin. Austin Bodner had 2 interceptions. Quisenberry had 1 for you too.
Yeah, we've got some athletes over there, and they're playing well, and we just got to continue to, that's Sage's job, get great protection and be able to disperse the ball and let those guys make plays.
It looks like you've got some good depth at running back. You got some depth at receivers. And then what can you say about the defense? The defense was pitch the shutout. The offense is the one that gave up the 2 points just on a mistake. So I don't think you can fault the defense. They were there all night.
Yeah, I think our defense played well. There was obviously some things. We had a penalty, didn't get off the field on 3rd down. But we responded. I think our guys responded well and played at a high level.
And you got a new kicker in there, and just a couple of different things that went on there, and I'm sure that's one thing you'll work on in practice this week.
Yeah, working with new kicker and first big game and kind of going there, that we had some things happen, but I think they're going to be consistent and do what they're doing. We've got a lot of confidence in them.
Did you come out okay health-wise after the game?
Yes. Everybody played was fine coming out, and we got a big week this week.
Yep. It's good and bad. You're able to get a lot of kids in, but yet, and a lot of people say, well, wonder why they still came out starters in the 3rd quarter. What's the first game? You're all trying to find your flow. You got, new quarterbacks. You got to get used to receivers. Receivers got to get used to him. New offensive linemen. So it's going to take a little bit of time, and I'm sure these kids are tired of going against each other in practice.
Yeah, always, especially early, we're gonna go no matter what the score is. We're gonna get a drive in the second half, one on each side. So that's just is what it is. That's the way that we operate. And getting kids plays. If you don't get them plays, then how are they ever gonna get game shape? So we had to cut the game a little short with the injury there we had. But we'd love to have everybody get a play. But we got to worry about. We've got some younger games for that to get a game tonight for a JV and freshman to get a play. We've actually got a JV and a freshman schedule. So we're going to get a lot of those guys in, and at varsity time, we want to make sure we're getting as many reps as we can.
Too, speaking about that injury for that Madison player on the side, the good thing I saw that he ripped his helmet off, so he was moving. Coach, I saw that you going over to check on him. What was it? Was it a leg injury or what happened?
Yeah, it was a leg injury. I think I talked to the coach that he had surgery on Sunday, so we're hopefully everything comes out fine with him, and we'll continue to check up on him.
Yeah, it's you never want to see anybody get hurt for any team. Let's turn our attention to Saturday night, the bowl game. You got Bryan Station coming in. Well, what do you know about their offense?
They got a really good. We actually threw against them. They were in our pool play at Eastern Kentucky, so they've got a really good quarterback, and he can run and throw, and they've got some athletes out on the edge.
Are they big up front?
Pretty big up front. They do a good job. Obviously, I think the strength of their teams are skill positions on both sides, and they're really good on defense.
What about running? They got a good runner or two?
They got a pretty good running back, but, really they rely on a lot of just their quarterback. A lot of times he's setting up a pass, and he takes off, and he's dangerous when he gets out in the open field.
Defense, what do they like to do?
They're an odd front. They're going to get up in you and play. They've got a lot of athletes out on the edge. Play a 3-man front most of the time. They will get some even, but, they're mostly a 3-man front. And, they're quick and get to the football.
What about special teams? What do you see there?
Just not looked at them a whole lot. They struggled on punt the other day, but I'm sure they're going to be working a little more.
Well, Coach, last question. What's it going to take for Bull County to come away with a W against Bryan Station Saturday night?
Well, you can't beat yourself. You can't be good teams. You got to take care of the football. You got to limit the big play and, execute.
As Boyle County head football coach Justin Haddix, and we appreciate Coach Haddix and all the other coaches as well giving us their time today for the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report. Let's talk about this week's schedule, I should say, and most games are on Saturday. There's one game on Friday night for teams in this area and kind of the surrounding area. That's Anderson County. They'll take on Harrison County. That is at Anderson Friday at 7:30. All the other games Saturday. Let's start off at the Rebel Bowl, presented by Whitaker Bank, where Mercer County takes on LCA. What a challenge that's going to be for Craig East and his Titans.
Yeah.
You talk with him about that. That's the back-to-back defending runner-ups. They've lost in the state championship in Class 2A 2 consecutive years, both years to Beechwood. So Mercer takes on LCA 6 o'clock as that kickoff at Boyle County, again at the Rebel Bowl on 99.5 FM WHBN. Boyle County plays the nightcap in their bowl game. It's Bryan Station at Boyle County after the Mercer LCA game. That's going to be on Z105. Again, if you look on the KHSA website, it's going to say 8 o'clock kickoff, but there's probably no way that game's going to start at 8. So I would think 8:30, 8:45, 9 o'clock-ish maybe for that Bryan Station Boyle County game. It's the same exact thing across town at Danville, where Casey County takes on Lincoln County at Danville in the Admiral Whitaker Bank Pigskin Classic. That's a 6 o'clock kickoff for that game. And again, Danville plays their second game in their bowl game. Garrett County is at Danville. That is Saturday after the Casey County Lincoln County game on 103.9 FM WHIR. So we've got 4 games on Saturday. All 4 area teams that we specifically cover here in the Hometown Radio Network are going to be in action on Saturday, and all 4 of them in the Danville-Boyle County area, 2 at Boyle County and 2 at Danville at their bowl games. So don't have to travel too far to see area high school football games this week. Again, the Harrodsburg Pizza Hut, the place to go if you're looking for a great deal. The 2 medium, 1 topping, $6.99 each. The large 3 topping, $11.99. The large 5 topping is $12.99. And the stuffed crust 1 topping is $12.99. That is in honor of the Pigskin Report. And if you want to place your order, you can call in 734-5143. That's 734-5143. That's the number to call in. That is only good for dine-in and for carry-out. That is not a delivery price, but for dine-in and carry-out, you can get those deals at 734-5143.
Well, that's another wrap for Super Dave, and Tim, and Teresa, Joe. This is Rick. Get out and support your local high school team. It's been a live sports presentation of the Hometown Radio Network. We'll see you Saturday night back on the Hometown Radio Network. All right, Robert, get us out of here and blow that whistle, son. And I mean it. Be good sports fans. About that.
This has been the Pizza Hut Pigskin Report, brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agents in Danville and Harrodsburg, CC Auto Parts and Service, Whitaker Bank, Job Master Rental, and Pizza Hut. Join us every Monday evening at 6 during football season for the Pigskin Report on the Hometown Radio Network and hometownlive.net.
This is WHBN Harrodsburg, The Rooster, broadcasting on AM 1420 and now FM 99.5. Now, the news.
It's 7 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Brian Shook. Former President Trump wants investigators to stop going through the stuff seized at his Florida home. Trump filed a motion Monday demanding the stop until a special watchdog could be appointed to review the evidence. Major flooding at one of the nation's busiest airports is throwing a wrench in travelers' plans. Heavy rains have battered the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and they've led to a bunch of flight delays and cancellations. FlightAware says 46% of the flights originating from DFW Airport have been delayed. The Parkland school shooter trial is ongoing with gunman Nicholas Cruz's biological half-sister Danielle Woodard on the stand. She's awaiting trial on a carjacking charge and wearing a jail